Personally,
There's a difference of 2 inches.
personally, anything that touches the knee, I'll call a strike.
Affirmative. Thank
Any
you.
part of the knee.
Thank
The one I don't call is this one down
you.
here.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
And they said, I don't know his name, I can't remember it, but they were talking about a guy who did 3A, 4A a couple of years ago. They said if he can golf it, it's a strike. That's his favorite pitch.
Oh,
And they even said his name, I didn't recognize it, so even if I did, I would repeat it. But they want us to concentrate on calling that high strike early in the season and making sure everybody's aware of it and being consistent across the board. Right? Everywhere. So whether we do it or not, I hope we do.
My strike zone has always been anything we can hit.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Well, somebody was asking, another question people have a hard time with is, okay, you have the plate, okay, 18 inches, whatever, or yeah, 18 inches. How much do you give on the outside?
circumference of the ball.
What to the ball?
Right.
Ball.
Well, I've heard this theory that if the batter crowds the plate, you'll give them nothing over here and 2 over here. Okay? Well, that theory kind of, you put the ball down on a properly laid out field. You put 1 ball on each side of the plate. It's basically from the edge of the batter's box to the edge of the batter's box. Would be your strike zone, in width.
Yeah, I think the width of the ball is about 5 1/4 and
Yeah.
6 inches away from
I've never had a coach complain about calling from the white line to the white line, ever. The only thing I've had them complain about is the high strike, because they say when the batter swings around, it's hard for them to drive the ball here, where it's much easier to drive the ball here. Well, okay, you're going to have to learn how to settle for bunts or drag hits or whatever, I don't care what you do, or adjust. And I don't believe that for a minute, because last year I had 2 home runs from girls that tomahawked the ball. So telling me that they can't hit that ball up there, I'm not buying that.
Worse than Marvel.
And I was over there doing a game with Lutheran and Byron. I mean,
We had a game with Lena one time, it was 21 to nothing. Remember that, Fritz?
No, I don't.
It was 21 to nothing, playing Luther.
You must have worked the plate then.
Charles Bourne had a bunt, and they couldn't even make plays in. But now, who's coaching Lutheran this year? Does anybody know?
No, man.
They got a lot better last year.
oh, I think
The AD did it last year, right?
he is this year too. This is his last year. He already told. When we were over there,
They got a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty good last year.
All right. At the start of the game, coach has to tell you if you're going to use the DP flex, right? Wherever the DP is, the flex is always going to be down here in the 10th spot, right?
Right.
Always. So what do you do with the coach that comes out pre-game meetings goes, I'm going to use the DP flex? You have your captain meeting. As soon as you're done, he goes, I'm taking my flex out of the meeting. I know one coach that does that on an assistant basis. Morris.
More.
She'll remove this player, but that spot still stays there. Or, because it's still, what she does is she puts, this is her pitcher, and this is her other pitcher. And then when she wants to change it, what she does, she'll go, like, 4th or 5th inning, she'll go, okay, I want to re-enter my flex for my DP.
Yep,
And my DP is leaving.
yes, he got one eligible
Yep.
re-enter.
But what she's doing, she's playing with 9, period.
Yes.
Okay? So she's got DP batted in the second, or in this case batted in the first inning, got on base, right? They brought the flex in, who's really speedy, okay? She can run like crazy.
Yep.
She came in, right, her numbers,
To run for the
10.
DP.
Yep. So she came in here to run for Kate.
Yeah.
So now you're back to 9 players.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now she came back out, she said, I re-entered my DP. I'm good with that. Right? And the flex came back to here, so we're good. And that is how you're supposed to do, you're supposed to use an arrow. But they don't have to. Because they're going now, if you do the little numbers, they'll let you do that too. Alright, she came back up to bat in the 5th inning, she got back on base. Right?
Can't take her out unless you're gonna get her out of the game.
She brought her flex back in to run for her.
Can't do it.
Now you can.
Now, she's done now.
Just listen to me.
Yeah.
Alright, so now, she's left again,
Two lines are out of the game.
okay? Alright? What she did, in this case, is she brought this girl back in to play defense. Alright? Now here's, just bear with me. So she brought her back in to play defense. Right? She didn't say anything, she didn't report it. So now she's an unreported sub,
Yeah.
okay, who's in the game. Right? And technically, she's an ineligible sub, because you have three
Technically, she is.
kinds of subs. You have a legal or eligible sub, an ineligible or illegal sub, and an unreported. Well, she came back in, she's playing first base. And we really pay a whole lot of mind. The inning ended anyway. She came up the very next inning and batted.
Who did?
This,
KDP?
she got on base. The coach comes out and she goes, I want to put my flex up and run for it. I said, okay. Here we go. I said, she's out of the game. I said, so that's your first out of the inning. She goes, why? I said, because you used, first off, I said, she's already been in and used up her eligibility, because she started the game, left, re-entered, left again. Okay, when she batted the 3rd time, I said, first of all, she was an illegal player. I said, and she's out. I said, so that's 1 out. I said, so you're down to 9 players. And she goes, well, you got to tell me that ahead of time. First off, I'm not a babysitter. I do not have to tell them that. They're supposed to know. They're head coaches. On a varsity level, they should know that. Secondly, she didn't have any more subs, so she finished the game with 9 players. That was my fault, too. She can, 1, put in a sub for her and continue with the DP flex and still have 10 players in the game. Or she can say, I'm going to put this in, leave the flex there, and just finish the game with 9. I guess there's one other choice.
Yeah, you're right, the flex is the DP.
The question was asked before. Asked this question, right? The girl who hit DP here and leave her back.
No. The game, DP can play defense for any of those positions, correct?
And I said, all you got quick, like I was saying, a legal substitute is anybody who started the game or is on the bench as a legal sub. They can be in the game, leave the game, and they can re-enter once, right? Even a sub can enter the game, leave the game, and re-enter once.
Same spot in the order.
Game because of concussion and there's nobody there who can clear them. Or somebody can. Right? Now, let's say that they get shorthanded and the coach goes, re-enters a player who's been ejected. Alright? When you eject the player, you have to inform the coach. It becomes that coach's responsibility to make sure that that player does not play again in that game. So she's legal. Yep.
Once she steps in, she's.
But there's a penalty. small, but there is a double, like, it's not kind of a double penalty. Does anybody know what that?
A warning
bench warrant.
To who?
to the coach, and then if it happens again, then they're restricted
Who else?
to the sub.
To the player.
I didn't know what was going on. It happened on a Friday. And the other person I was working with that day made him bring in the person who was in the starting lineup to finish the at-bat. The next day, I went to Orangeville for a tournament. Same exact thing happened. And I let the play stand. And in this case, the girl hit a triple, and the coach waited for her to bat, and he goes, "She's out." No. I said, "We have an unreported sub." He goes, "Well, last week I heard that's different than anything." And I do get calls about it. I'm surprised. I do. Go ahead.
Last year,